All right. Hello. Hi, guys. I'm going to be talking about detoxification. I kind of mentioned this in my stories. We're going to be talking about detoxification, liver detoxification, heavy metals, and the right amount of exercise, because exercising and detoxification kind of go hand in hand. And so let's talk about detoxification and why it needs to happen. Unfortunately, one, it's really healthy. But thousands of years ago, we weren't exposed to the same amount of chemicals that we are to now. Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome. Hi. Unfortunately, we have thousands upon thousands, like tens of thousands of chemicals that we're exposed to. Newborns are shown to have up to 200 to 300 chemicals already in their bodies and heavy metals. So it is a problem. Also, back in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they used a lot of heavy metals for pesticides and herbicides in farming practices. And they also used arsenic as a anti-parasitic in poultry feed. Now they banned that back, I think in 2014, here in the United States. So that was like literally 6-8 years ago, right? I can't do math. I think it was in 2012, but then it was enforced in 2014, which is why I have that funky number. However, if we import poultry from other countries like China, China can still feed their chickens high arsenic foods to act as an anti-parasitic, and then we can import that and put it in chicken nuggets like from McDonald's. So heavy metals are constantly bombarding our bodies and our systems, and that's why it's actually super crucial that we eat foods that help support our detox pathways, and then we can do extra things to help support those too. So let's talk about the natural ways to help our bodies detoxify. Exercise. Let's make sure we're exercising and sweating. We're moving our bodies, we're moving our lymphatic system to get things moving and grooving. But if we're moving and grooving things, then our detox organ, the liver, has to have support. Now, here's where we go wrong, is a lot of people like to do juice cleanses, and you're not cleansing anything. And here's why. Your liver actually, and most juice cleanses consist of vegetables and fruits. This is why that's a problem. So your liver actually needs amino acids. So that's like proteins, especially glutathione. All right. So that's why I recommend bone broth a lot. When people do my liver reset program, bone broth is in your menu every single day, because you actually need high amounts of glutathione, and bone broth has a lot of amino acids that are precursors to glutathione. So you need a wide variety of amino acids. You need a lot of B vitamins, and then you need vitamins and minerals. But the third really key ingredient that you need is fiber. There's 3 phases of detoxification, and the third phase of detoxification is actually, the first phase is taking the toxin and turning it into like a fat-soluble toxin. And then that second phase turns it into the third phase. So it goes into another place, like in the bile duct, in the bile, or it gets pushed out to where it locks onto fiber, and then you poop out your toxins. All right. So this is why we need fiber. So when you're doing a juice cleanse, you don't have any fiber, you have very little B vitamin, and you have no amino acids. In fact, what you're actually doing is you're super burdening your liver with the increased amount of fructose. You're spiking your blood sugar with that juicing. So you're stressing your adrenals, and therefore you're stressing your sex hormones, and you're causing further hormonal imbalances down the line, weight gain, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some people feel really good on juice cleanses because they went from like the standard American diet, and then they're super dosing on vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are great, but we need other things other than vitamins and minerals to help your liver to detoxify. So you're helping other systems in your body, but you're not helping your detoxification system. All right, deep breath. So next, how do we continue to support? Because we do have this extra burden of like heavy metals and chemicals in our body. Kind of in my stories, I showed you guys cyto detox. So what I like to do is cyto detox. And I like to get in my sauna. So I get in my sauna 3 times a week. I get in it for about 30 minutes. I exercise in my sauna, to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, not because it's anything special, and not because I'm trying to burn extra calories, because I actually don't want to lose weight. I want to gain weight. But it's just to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get it all into 30 minutes. But Cyto Detox is zeolite, and it like binds to heavy metals. It's like a cage. Like here's the heavy metal and here's the cyto, and it binds to the heavy metal. And then you got to make sure you're still pushing that through sweat or poop. And so one other product that I use is actually called Bind. You want to take Bind 2 hours away from supplements. Otherwise, you're just binding all your supplements to this, and that's not going to be good. So I will normally take my Bind like at night before bed. So I take my Cyto Detox, eat high fibrous foods, go about my day, take my Bind at night. You don't want to do Cyto Detox like all day, every day. You want to do it. We can do a whole thing on Cyto Detox. I'm not going to do that right now, but like 1 month on, 1 month off, or 1 month on, 2 months off. There's different types of dosing that you can do. That will be another story for another time. Okay, we spoke about detoxification. We spoke about exercising. Let's talk about exercising really fast and healthy exercise for you. If you are exercising and you're just trashed for 2 days, you're doing it wrong. All right. So we have to be really mindful, especially women, of our adrenals and our sex hormones and our thyroid hormones, because we can't overdo it. So if you are exercising to get the rocking bod and you're trying to lose weight, and you're actually overstressing your body, you're actually doing more damage, and you're going to put more weight on further down the line. Because when you overstress your body, your cortisol goes up. And when your cortisol goes up, blood sugar goes up. And when blood sugar goes up, inflammation goes up, and we're gaining weight. So a really great way to gauge if you're over exercising is if you exercise and then you're just pooped and you can't do anything for 2 days. You've overdone it. You actually want to feel a little energized after exercising. I know that's like, what? But you should feel good. Do you guys remember when we were like teenagers and we exercised and we could like go and do an all-nighter, right? Yeah, we're aging, but we shouldn't be exhausted for 2 days. Recovery shouldn't take that long. So try to hit that happy medium of like hormesis, where it's like good stress, but not overstressing. All right. It's called eustress or hormesis. So it's eustress means true stress, like good stress. So we want that happy medium in there. Be mindful of cardio. Cardio will be really stressful on your adrenals. So you might want to do like more weight training to help get blood flowing, to help get you sweating, to help not burden your body too much. If you're doing cardio and you have adrenal issues and sex hormone issues and thyroid issues, you're going to poop out your reserves. And if you are someone that's trying to heal from imbalances in your body, you actually need those reserves to go and do damage control, not to try put on muscle and not to put on weight. If your body, like think of it, if your house is on fire, you're going to utilize your water to put like the fire out. You're not going to utilize the water to like fill up your dog's bowls, right? Like all the fluff stuff, your body's not going to prioritize. And the fluff stuff is losing weight and gaining muscle. Your body is going to be like, hey, I actually have a gut that is leaky and an immune system that is freaking out. Like all my resources are going there. Oh, you're stealing energy now to put on muscle. No, it's not going to happen. So hopefully that makes sense. What else were we going to talk about? Heavy metals. Okay. So I spoke about heavy metals a little bit because I spoke about it in poultry feed. And unfortunately, another reason why we have to be really mindful of heavy metals is it's been heavily used in the past. I said as like in herbicides and pesticides, but they're forever toxins. They don't just wash out into the ocean and we never see them again. They actually like get evaporated in our rain and then fall down on our farms. I'm going to post a story that I did like a year and a half ago. Unfortunately, and I don't want people to freak out about this. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, but unfortunately, some of our worst culprits is actually leafy greens, even the organic ones. So I'll post one of my stories on that and you can go into that more. So some options is you can grow your own leafy greens and make sure you have organic soil. You can do like the hydroponic stuff to try and decrease your burden of heavy metals. But even the organic leafy greens are some of our biggest culprits. They have really high amounts of lead, arsenic. Rice has high amounts of arsenic too. And, a lot of people eat rice, even brown rice, even organic brown rice has high amounts of arsenic in it. So, again, we can't really throw the baby out with the bathwater. We just have to recognize that this is kind of our new norm. And so if this is our new norm, then we have to take steps to adapt to our new norm so that it doesn't like creep up on us. So supporting your detox pathways, sweating, exercising, eating foods to help your liver, and eating foods that don't overburden your liver, right? So we spoke about foods to help your liver, which were like amino acids, like bone broth and others, B vitamins, vitamins and minerals, high fiber foods. But not eating like sugar and processed foods that actually hurt the liver. So we spoke about those things. Spoke about right exercising. And I think that's it. I think we covered everything. I think. So if you have questions, post them here and I will get to them. And thanks for listening to my mini TED Talk. Let's see. Oh, no questions, unless I missed them. Good foods for B vitamins, liver. That's why I love liver so much. Liver, beans. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Nuts and seeds are fantastic B vitamin foods. But liver, organs, super high, like super duper duper high proteins, high in B vitamins. So there you go. I have SIBO, so fiber as well as bone broth is bad for me. Oh no, please, as far as I know, bone broth is high histamine. Oh, darn it. Yeah. Cell core binder is actually fantastic. So yes, I really love the cell core binder. It's really good. Is it possible to have any side effects? Okay, if you buy Cyto Detox, is it possible to have side effects? Yes, 100 million %. I know when I'm detoxing too fast, my skin will itch on my hands, and that normally never happens, so I have to back up. A year and a half ago, I did a hair analysis on my daughter, and she showed up like huge for heavy metals, so I was putting her on Cyto, and she was just breaking out in rashes, so we had to like really back off and like just detox her nice and slow. So yes, you can have side effects like brain fog, exhaustion, headaches. When I first started using Cyto Detox like 3 years ago, I would get headaches all the time. Every time I did Cyto, I would get a headache. And so I knew I was just pulling stuff out of my brain. So yes. Foods that are high in fiber that are easy for on the go. Fruits, veggies, those fruits and vegetables. So whatever fruits and veggies you like, we cut up like celery, carrots, nuts and seeds are really high fiber foods. They're really fantastic. Apples. What else? If anyone else has just fruits and veggies are really, really great for you. Leafy greens are fantastic. Doing green smoothies, adding chia and flax to your green smoothies. Super fantastic fibrous foods, like amazing. Oatmeal is really high fiber. Grains are high fiber too, but remember there's like good grains and bad grains. So, especially if you have like autoimmune issues, you're probably staying away from grains for now. So there you go. Thoughts on lifting weights. Fan-freaking-tastic. I love weightlifting. Love it. Just, that happy hormesis spot right there where it feels good, but not too bad, where you're just exhausted. But weight training is really, really fantastic. Just don't overdo it. I die a little inside. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't say this. I'm going to say it. I die a little inside when I see those like bikini competitions and people are just beating their bodies up. Oh my gosh. Like that is a train wreck waiting to happen on their entire, like all their organ systems. And I just I hurt for their bodies. So please don't do that. Like healthy weightlifting, right? Are there studies that show it is helpful for detoxification? There are tons of studies, tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. But you just go to like PubMed, you are going to see that all over the town. I have never heard that actually. There is literally an entire diet called the GAPS diet. And it's about gut and psychology, something. But it's like super heavy in bone broth because it's literally healing the gut to heal the brain and to heal brain imbalances. It's a whole thing. So research GAPS diets, but I have actually never ever heard about bone broth not being for gut health in general. Wow. So yeah, that's all I can say. Not wow at you, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've actually never heard that. There are massive movements around bone broth and how helpful it is and the collagen and the proteins in it. So there you go. Oh, thinking about my nails. Yoga for exercise is super amazing. It's very meditative and relaxing and stretching and whatnot. So if that helps to calm your nervous system, amazing. If you are doing like hot yoga, amazing too. Yeah, anything to get your body moving or anything that is loving towards your body is actually way, 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 way more important. Let's see. Sugar actually supports the liver. I've actually never heard that. Depending on what sugar, right? Because every single cell actually needs glucose. But when it comes to fructose, when it is metabolized, it actually creates something called junk-1, which is pro-inflammatory, and a byproduct of fructose is actually uric acid. And so I've never with anything that I've taught or any of my mentors or any of the courses we've put together said eat sugar to support your liver. That's not a thing. Oh, I know. You're talking about medical medium. Okay. It's making sense now. So then there's the world of medical medium, which is great. And I'm actually not on board with medical medium, and that's fine. Some people, it helps them a lot. Some people it doesn't. And the people whose labs I've actually seen who have done medical medium, like their lipid panel is all over the place. And there's a lot of damage control to do there. But again, like everyone's body is different, right? Like everyone is different. Do you need to heal gut before liver? Yes, sometimes we try to do them simultaneously, but yeah, you do need to heal gut before liver typically. And actually, if you're healing gut and you're eating all the right foods to heal your gut, liver will just heal itself automatically. And it's like a win-win. Let's see. Can you eat liver raw? I've heard you can. I think you can. I've actually never done it. I've always cooked it, or I've had desiccated liver in pills. So yeah. So what's the brand of desiccated organ? We used to use Paleo Valley, but they've been sold out forever. So we just found another one, that we've ordered in mass, and it should be coming soon. So I will post a link for that on my stories when that comes. I forgot their name. I'm sorry. Anything that can help stop taking anything that can help stop taking cholesterol pills? I don't understand that question. I'm sorry. Actually, I don't. So is Cyto Detox okay when I have histamine intolerance? I actually don't know. I don't know. So that's a question I actually have to ask Kim. But potentially it can be extremely helpful if you have heavy metals that are making symptoms worse. But let me ask Kim about that. You can make your own bone broth. Yes, you can. I have like a saved bubble on how to make your own bone broth. Oh my gosh, making your own bone broth. Like, I get so excited about it. It's so delicious. I love bone broth. I crave it. And also, do you have pills back? Okay, so what is a good way to cook liver? And also, do you have the pills back in stock? Not yet. They are coming back in stock soon. We just ordered like a bunch, like 50 yesterday, I think, or like 48. Good way to cook it. Cut it up really small, like super small. Put it in mincemeat. If you guys have ever made my taco soup, just throw it in that baby, because that guy is like so like flavorful that it's really hard to taste the liver. The liver tastes very irony. So chop it up really small, cook it with the ground meat, and then add it to your soup. And hopefully no one notices it. My kids hardly ever notice it. Okay, so real sugar, not processed food. So yes, talking about fruits again, that's a whole different thing for another time. So we need to talk about like sugar and how it's actually processed, because for someone who actually has like who's pre-diabetic and they have glucose imbalances and cortisol issues, like lots of fruits is actually going to stress their system. So remember, everyone's body isn't the same. We can't put everyone in like the same category. So that's when we have to really cater it to people. And but I do know if you want to stress your adrenals, eat tons and tons and tons of like sugar, including fruits, right? And maple syrups and honeys and all that. Like adrenals and blood sugar go hand in hand. And so if you are spiking your blood sugar with tons and tons of fruits, here's the thing, is fruit is really, really fantastic. And I never, ever, ever like say, don't eat fruit, but I always say, eat tons of vegetables. Vegetables have tons of vitamins and minerals, tons of fiber. They help to like stabilize blood glucose, right? A lot of fruit, they have fructose and glucose, and they have tons of vitamins and minerals too, and fiber, which is really fantastic. But if you have blood glucose issues, like that fruit is actually going to make your blood sugar worse, especially if it is already weakened, and that's a weakness in your body. So when I've looked at people's blood work in the past, and their lipid panel is cattywampus and their A1C is not looking so hot, we really have to we have to bring actually the fruit down a little bit more. And these are people that they just can't lose weight no matter what they do. And they're always tired, and they get brain fog after they eat. And that's because of the blood sugar spiking. Like, fruit is fantastic. But I do say eat like 8 servings of vegetables and like 4 servings of fruit for like the average person. TRS, I have thoughts on it. So TRS is a synthetic form of Cyto. I'll post, there's a lot of people in the blogospheres that are like biohackers that are not a huge fan of TRS, and they would rather use the natural form, like the Cyto Detox. So that's what we just recommend with people. I have heard people say TRS is really gentle and it's really great. How do we know if it's working? Because I know with Cyto, like I know it's like super powerful, and we actually have to be really careful with people on it, right? I can't just tell everyone, do Cyto Detox, because then I'm going to get like hundreds of messages of people being like, oh my gosh, I feel terrible. And I'd be like, oh, back off, right? With TRS being really gentle, I don't know what it's doing. I don't know how effective it is. But one is synthetic and one is natural. And I know TRS is synthetic. So again, it's all a matter of opinions and, what kind of world. And again, like there is no one perfect thing out there. So feel free to try both and see like what works best for your body. Let's see. Things about the bikini girls. I agree. Did I miss something? What bikini girls? What did I miss? Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna start to use the gut restoration protocol. I failed on day 3. Wait, I've started your gut restoration protocol. I failed. What did you fail? I don't understand that. Any suggestions on how to? Oh, like the baking soda test. Okay, let's see. Oh, Mad Blackburn. He could Mad Blackburn, there are some things he's like right on the money, and then he tells people to like drink maple syrup. And I just can't get on board with that. And especially, and think he's really smart. He's a dude. And I have an issue with men in this space telling women to just down fruit and down maple, and they know nothing about females' bodies. Nothing. And also this is me getting really heated. Oh, I didn't know this was like a sore spot for me. When men tell women to start like fasting, no. Okay. Like we have 2 hormonal cycles. They have 1. And then they think they're like experts at all bodies. And here's the thing is like, I'm actually not an expert in men's bodies, and I don't even want to be. I love women's bodies. I love how they work. I will tell women and I know general like men stuff, right? I'm not gonna say I'm a man body expert and I'm gonna teach you how to build muscle. I mean, I clearly don't have my own muscle, right? So I'm not gonna like preach to a masculine choir. So when men get in on their platforms and they're like, this is good for everyone, actually it's not, because they have no clue what it's like to be in a woman's body and experience female hormones and to grow babies and then deal with the side effects of growing babies and us feeling like we've completely lost our bodies and this isn't the same body it was 2 years ago. So that's my beef with men telling women to do these things. They just don't know. Okay, guys. I am going... Oh, bikini competition. Sorry, I missed that whole thing. Let's see. What's the baking soda test? The baking soda test is to do with like digestion, and this isn't a digestion thing. So I hope that made sense, everyone. Hopefully that was helpful. The prenatal, one question just came in. Do I recommend prenatals? I do. I need to do like a whole thing on supplements, but yes, Nutrigold is the one that I recommend because it's from food-based stuff. And there you go. Let's see. Okay, so if you are in, I need to stop answering questions. First trimester, having a hard time with foods, and trying to eat veggies, but only wanting carbs. I want to like, that's so rough. And I kind of want to say like, be really gentle with yourself in the first trimester, because you don't want to try and force down the veggies and then have an aversion to veggies for the rest of your life. Like that happened to me where there were foods that I tried to eat and then I just couldn't eat them. So we just don't want that negative association with vegetables. So just try your best, get through it. It's only like 3.5 months. Drink lots of Superior. Fast food liquid is really fantastic. Okay. And that's it, guys. One last question about the vaccine. We did a podcast episode on the COVID vaccine back in, February, end of February, with Dr. Campbell, I think. I'm so bad with names, but it was really great. Thank you for weighing in on Matt and sugar. I value your opinion. I'm sorry. That was a very heated opinion. I just can't stand it when men talk about bodies like all bodies are the same, and they're not. Like when a man pops out a baby, yeah, I'll respect his opinion. But it's not going to happen. So there you go. And I'm not going to get on my platform and tell men to do all these things because, one, there's no men here. We're all women here listening to me. But yeah, like that's it. That's it. Like with women and our cortisol levels and our hormones, like our sex hormones, especially like cortisol and sex hormones and blood sugar all go hand in hand. And so we can't keep spiking our blood glucose with the fruits and the maple. I mean, when I see that dude making his ice cream, I die inside. And yeah, so no one tell him that, please. I don't want anyone like, I don't know. No one tell him that. That can just be between us. Okay, thanks everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.